You are watching Channel Adrian TV.
And y'all, we are here. I know I did say those primetime Deion Sanders were one of my favorite shoes to come out so far this year. Now I have to move that to the second because these right here, as you can see, the Air Jordan 4 white cements came out. These are now my top release of the year. The OG colorway, the simplicity. I love this shoe. To me, this is one of my favorite Jordans of all time. And I know you see me, I have a lot of different fours on the table, and I'll get in later to that. I'll get in later in the video of why I have that, because there's an important reason why I got those other fours out there, not just because I love fours. You know, what I like to do is, before even going to the shoe, I like talking about the history of the shoe, because believe it or not, we're old heads now, so there's a lot of kids who are younger, part of the younger generation, who don't know anything about this shoe. This shoe first debuted in 1989. A lot of people remember this shoe from two important events in Jordan's career. Well, I'll say one important event from Jordan's career, which was the shot against Cleveland, and another cultural phenomenon, which was the Do the Right Thing video. Remember when the guy in the Larry Bird shirt runs over his shoe? This is that legendary shoe. But if you haven't seen the movie Do the Right Thing, then y'all should all watch it. As I said, this was first released in 1989. Then after that, 1999, then 2012, then 2016, and finally we got it in 2025. And man, this is such a beautiful shoe. Just looking at the net, just looking at the netting, looking at the leather. And I know a lot of people have been complaining about the leather quality, but to me, it's still pretty good leather for a wear around shoe. Now for a basketball shoe, like I said, I don't hoop in Jordan, so I wouldn't be able to tell you if this is really good leather to hoop with. And honestly, I don't think I see a lot of people hoop in Jordans anymore. For the most part, it's like Kobe's, KD's. I know a lot of people used to hooping up Paul George ones, which were a good shoe. But yeah, and y'all, I don't want to sound for a loss of words, but I have been waiting for this shoe for so long. But let's get into the detail of the shoe. First, we have the netting, which they changed the netting because a lot of people said the vertical netting, if it's vertical netting, it's fake. But in the previous fours, they did go vertical netting. So now the netting is a little bit angular, which it doesn't really bother me because I know some people are so fixated on it has to be exactly like the OG or it kills the shoe. Me, at the end of the day, it's just shoes. As long as I like them, that's all that really matters to me. To me, this is the perfect white shoe with the balance of accents of the black and the gray. And then if you look on the back, it does have this speckle on the back of the Nike Air tab, which I do love. And man, this is just such a beautiful shoe. Such a beautiful shoe. And for all of you who wanted to get one, I hope you were able to grab a pair. And let me talk the quality issues. Like I said, with the leather, people have been saying there are some quality issues with the shoe. Now, to me, I can't tell any quality issues, so I wouldn't be able to. Yeah, I really don't see any quality issues. Now, the one issue that I will bring up early, because you see these fours, and I'll make sure to have a picture showing it. These fours, this cut, because remember, this comes from they're starting to use the Nike SB4 cut, which I think originated, if I'm not mistaken, from the Pine Greens. If I'm wrong, leave it in the comments. But for example, I'm going to take this 4 and this fire red. These are both 11s. Look at the size difference. And I'll make sure to have a picture overhead so you can see what I mean. I could tell these fours are longer and wider than those cuts. And also, if I take my Reimagines, the same thing. And you may say, well, Adrian, what's the problem with that? It's because I might need to go down half a size, and that's why I have these 6s right here. These 6s are 10.5. Throughout my whole entire life, I've been wearing Jordan, a size 11 Jordan, but now they're starting to do these different cuts. Like, these are the first Jordans ever in my life I had to wear 10.5, because when I put on the 11 and walked around with it, I was like, the 11 is way too big, but the 10.5 fits perfect. So even though I got 2 pair of 11s. I did get this pair I did get from DTLR, and I did win a raffle coming from sneakers that's gonna come. I'm going to have to order a 10.5 from StockX or somewhere and see if it's a better fit, because I did put these on and try them on. They do fit okay, but if my back of my heel is all the way to the back, it does feel too big. That's the unfortunate thing. But before we get more into the shoe, let's go into the box. I'll put the shoes right there. And yes, this is how my box came from DTLR. I know the box is beat up, but at the end of the day, I really don't care if the box is pristine, as long as the shoes are fine, because at the end of the day, these shoes sold out at DTLR. So what am I gonna do? Complain and not get my shoes? I'll just take it anyway. And the box says Air Jordan 4 Summit White Fire Red, size 11. And you don't really get anything in the box, just you know, just a regular white paper. And I do know some people are going to keep the tag on. Me personally, I keep the tag off, just like I took off the Ford, the Reimagines. I just take the tag off. And you see the visible air sole unit, and let me go ahead and take it out. I'll take out the sole so you can see what the sole looks like. And it's just a regular Nike Air men's sole, nothing basic, pretty basic. And to get back into the shoe, clean leather all the way around the shoe. Like I said, no leather qualities to me. Now the toe box is lengthy because I have heard some people say that it's not that the shoe is longer, it's because of how the toe box is made now. It may seem longer, but it's not actually longer. But when I put them on, it does feel bigger on my feet. Like, I don't know how you like to wear your shoes. I like my shoes snug. Not snug to where they're tight, but snug to where, you know, if I ever need to run, I could run. But if I were to try to run in these shoes, they would be kind of flimsy, regardless of how tight I tie my shoes. So that's how I could tell they're kind of big. You see, you got the speckle on the sides, speckle on the back, Nike Air on the back. We have the Air Jordan inside the tongue. Yeah, also the herringbone traction on the bottom of the shoe. We got red, black, and gray, white with the Nike. But overall, man, just a clean and flawless shoe. And to me, these are double up worthy. That's why I did get 2. And when I do get the 10.5s, I will do a video on it and let y'all know how they fit for me, and if I'm going to steal you with the 10.5s. But for now, I'm going to keep these 11s, order 10.5, and go from there and see if I need to switch out both the 11s for a 10.5. And to me, putting these shoes on my feet, the leather doesn't feel hard. And what I mean by that is probably because they widen the base to where your pinky toe doesn't feel like it's suffocated. How many times have we heard people, you may need to go a half a size up because of your pinky toe? I've heard a lot of people say that about especially the 4s. For these being more wider, I don't know if it's the leather per se, but this part right here where it normally kills your pinky toe, it doesn't kill your pinky toe, because where I wore it on and tried them on, it didn't hurt my pinky toe at all. And another thing I like about it, the heel tab is plastic, so it won't cut into your shin, because I wear a lot of 4s with shorts, because to me, 3s and 4s are the best Jordans to wear with shorts. And let me go ahead and get a grade level out of this. Now, I can't remember what shoe it was, but I said I was going to do 1 through 5. I'll start doing a 10 scale. And to me, these are a 9 out of 10. To me, they would have gotten a 10, but for, like I said, these size 11s feel so much bigger than previous size 11s. I just want to say I appreciate all the support. It's part of the 365 challenge. I think this is day 16, and this will probably be the 3rd video of the day, but these came out and I had to do them. So I just want to say I love all of my supporters. I love each and every one of y'all. Y'all continue to grind, work hard, and hopefully this channel of showing y'all the work that I'm putting in every single day, I hope it motivates y'all to put work in whatever you're passionate about so you can become successful. And y'all remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next video.